Yo, what's up guys, it's Talon. Today I'm going to be going over a Jace top lane game, and the main focus is kind of going to be maintaining a high amount of gold, despite not always being ahead in terms of the overall game. But initially going into the lane phase, you can see that I had the Vital on my backside, but then she walks away and the Vital goes to my top side. So I want to get it to go back to the back, so I tried to back out of her range there, but I couldn't do it because she ended up just keeping and walking forward, and I didn't want to lose the minion. So I end up just getting an even trade with her. Once she uses her first ability onto my Vital, I end up just using auto attack, range first ability, going to my melee form, and then jumping onto her and then auto attacking again. Just really important with Jace is making sure that you auto attack in between every ability, really, whenever you can. That's definitely one of the main things that people need to do, is auto attacking and just getting maximum damage from your abilities, using them as auto resets and just all of that type of stuff. And then here you can see I proc my first strike, meaning I can get a really nice trade onto her with my Q, and then just going in, autoing her again. And obviously as the range champion, I'm trying to keep my distance from her. I'm walking back and forth. You can see I'm never just walking straight at her. I'm kind of trying to mess with her head, trying to get her to use her first ability, and then auto attacking when I'm just barely out of her range so that her first ability doesn't hit me, but I'm still able to get damage onto her. So now we can see I'm starting to push the lane, meaning I am slightly worried about a gank, which is why I should not be positioning like I currently am. Positioning like this makes me very susceptible to a gank, whereas if I was closer to the top side, I would not be as gankable, because then their jungler would have to go further to actually set up a gank on me. Right now, they could easily go over the wall and kill me. And I make another mistake here. I have a big wave stacked up, and you can see that I have my boots of whatever the heck you call those. And if I simply back right now and got those boots, it would be a great power spike in lane, and she would be stuck under turret dealing with the minions. What this would essentially do is it would allow me to get a back off while she's still stuck in lane, meaning I can get the item advantage, come back to lane, and either trade with her, or she has to back later on, which again would mean that now I'm able to get more minions and potentially get a tower plate while she's stuck backing. Now we still get the back advantage here, meaning she's stuck clearing a wave trying to crash it under my turret. Again, meanwhile, I am allowed to do whatever I want. If she stays in lane, I'm able to win trades because of item advantage. If she backs, then I get the lane priority and I get the decision to do what I want, whether that's freezing on her or taking the tower plate. So here you're going to see I'm going to deny her a minion there. Not going to be able to do much else because, again, she'll be back by now. But that's the overall goal with kind of getting this early recall. And we can see I am up a decent bit of gold onto her despite not getting first strike procs. So even despite only having 19 gold for my first strike, I'm still ahead a good amount of gold in this lane. And Fiora is a great early game champion, so being able to beat her early game is really, really nice. Now Jace is obviously also really good. Another big thing you're going to see is whenever I do jump onto her, I'm immediately going to sidestep to the left or the right. And the reason for that is because she is trying to block my knockback afterwards. So instead of using my knockback and getting stunned by her second ability, I'm anticipating that every time I jump onto her. And I am backing off, trying to bait out whatever I can. So again, you're going to see I'm going to immediately back off so that I do not get hit by the second ability, because she expects me. And now here, again, I'm igniting right when she goes onto the fruit. Again, that way I get the anti-healing applied to her. Now I go towards the fruit here. Using this fruit is usually really effective in getting a little advantage in lane when you have the lane priority. You can easily just go there and get that fruit, allowing you to just get basically free health. Now I crash the wave under her turret, denying her some more gold and getting a nice another back off, being in the gold advantage once again. I was thinking about going anti-heal here, but I prefer to get the full serrated Dirk because I feel like that is a better early game power spike, and I feel like I wouldn't be getting as much value from getting the anti-heal of the Executioners. Though I do want Executioners calling quite soon, because it is very effective into Fiora, because of course she heals a lot with her vitals and her ultimate and everything like that. If you don't know what I mean when I say Fiora vitals, by the way, it's the little thing that pops up whenever a Fiora shows on my screen onto my character. Hitting that for her basically gives her move speed and gives her extra damage onto you, and it heals as well. And once again, you see I sidestep as soon as I do that, and now I'm able to use my knockback because she no longer has her thing to block, her second ability to block. And I'm just going to take a quick drink of water here, so 1 second. Okay, yeah, I'm recording this at like 4 in the morning. I don't know why I woke up at 4 in the morning. I did not do that intentionally, but my throat is a bit dry, so bear with me if I'm being a bit quiet or anything like that. I'm just recording this right now because I have school later today, so I don't know how much time I'll have to record a YouTube video later on. So I thought if I woke up early on accident, I might as well do that. And so now we get the Herald drop for us, so we're going to try to fight after. We get Fiora low, but then I just go back to getting the turret to make sure we can secure that. And now we're kind of seeing if we can get any potential kill out of this, just because we don't know where anyone else is, but we want to try to get an advantage off this Herald and potentially push it further, since I think we win the 2v2 here. So my goal is kind of to fight them if I can. Now we're going to see enemy mid laner is going to come later, which is kind of going to mess with us, and I'm going to have to flash out. But unfortunately, Kane is going to die. And then you're going to see here, I'm going to camp, because I think I can probably one-shot someone. But I miss my Q because I suck. I still get the kill, but if I hit that Q, it would have been a lot cleaner, and I probably could have gotten a double kill here, honestly. So yeah, missing that first ability really sucked. And now we almost kill Fiora, but she uses her parry and blocks that. Either way, we got the first turret, which is a lot of gold for us. I'm up over 1,000 gold under the Fiora. Now, the rest of my team is not in a great spot gold-wise, but we're not so far behind despite being behind 6 kills. And the reason for that is because we got the first tower. So it's really not that big of a deal that we are down. It's not great, but it's not the end of the world. And we have a Lulu mid here, which is interesting, but honestly not too bad. I think Lulu mid, if you have some other carry champs, like again, like a Jason top lane actually kind of works well with that. ADC, like playing with a Varus is fine, but Lulu really, if we had like a hyper carry, like a Jinx or a Zeri or something, would be especially good in the mid lane for that. But either way, our comp is not too bad. So again, we scaled decently, so we're not too worried about being behind as long as we're able to maintain gold. The main thing is Jace is getting a lot of gold and then rotating to that team fight at Dragons and everything like that, and really helping out in those fights. You can also split push quite effectively as Jace with your second ability in your range form. So basically, if you go onto the turret, you use your second ability in your range form, and then you switch to melee form, it actually allows you to auto attack quickly, but in your melee form. So you can kill turrets very fast with this strategy. Even just using the second ability in your range form is still going to do a lot to towers. And so here now you're going to see I'm backing and trying to get the Mortal Reminder, or not the Mortal Reminder, but Executioner's Calling. And the anti-healing, so that again 1v1s against Fiora are quite nice. Since we are behind, I'm not worried overly about team fighting. I'm trying to get myself gold in whatever way I can. Honestly, I should have taken that camp, I think, there to get a bit of extra gold into myself. Once again, we're up 1k though. Looking for Fiora if I can ever fight Fiora. Since I'm up, I want to try to, and I want to use Ignite to apply anti-heal as well whenever I'm fighting her. So if I think she's about to use her ultimate or pop a vital or anything, that's when I'm going to try to use the Ignite to anti-heal rather than just using Ignite whenever I feel like it. But yeah, even in these scenarios, I'm fine with kind of giving stuff up. Like if giving up a dragon or something just to get gold is fine. I see a possible gank on Zed here, so I go for just that. Looking and seeing if I can get a kill, and we do indeed get the kill there. So using these opportunities, because I have the push in lane, allows me to rotate and make plays like this, getting kills onto the enemy mid laner. So you can see, obviously, I pushed the top wave already. Fiora wasn't really there, wasn't contesting the wave. So instead of just staying in lane and trying to take a turret that will probably cause me to get killed, I can use that opportunity to rotate to the mid lane and fight. And once again, you're going to see I'm able to do the same thing here. Go onto the Ashe, kill her, flash away. But I think I do end up dying here to the Amumu, so not great. But the overall thought process between why I was rotating, using my lane priority to fight, was good, and I did get the shutdown onto the Ashe, so it was still pretty beneficial for me specifically because I have that extra gold, which is going to allow me to continue to catch up and really just carry in the late game, hopefully. Because again, I do have a big lead. I'm up at 8.2k gold, and the Fiora is 6.5k, so I'm up almost 2k. At this point, I'm able to get my Black Cleaver, and because of that, I want to be team fighting if I can. The dragon happens to be spawning right now, so it's a great time to look for a team fight. So the main goals with Jace in team fights are poking people down and then assassinating squishies at most cases. Now, if there's other opportunities like the one here that shows up where the Leona gets caught, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to try to kill her, of course. But typically, assassinating squishies and poking people down is the most effective thing that you can do. You can see I kite the Fiora into my Lulu when she tries to ult me. That way, she's not just killing me, but she's trying to deal with the Lulu as well. And again, that leads to me not dying and her having to run away. Meanwhile, my team does really well. I get a lot of damage in that fight, and we're able to get a lot of kills based on that early pick on the Leona, making it so that they didn't really have the engage they wanted. So now that we have the advantage, there's multiple people dead, I'm looking to take whatever I can. We take a turret. I'm looking for one of their camps over the wall. Now their camp's not up, but now I'm going to go to the top side, clear top side to get more gold there. I do end up looking for a kill since I thought there might be a possible kill angle here, but now I go back to the top side looking for more gold. Again, just valuing my gold very heavily. I don't want this wave to just die to the turret. A lot of people would rather back at this point, but I'm going for the wave, and then I'm deciding I can probably push one more wave and then I'll back after that. So again, I think I might have thought someone might be here, which is why I'm kind of being hesitant. But again, clearing that wave and then backing rather than backing and then going and getting the wave, because that would lead to the wave crashing under tower, me losing a lot of the gold, and that gold essentially disappearing and dealing damage to our turrets, which is both things we do not want. So once again, continuing my I'm very strong. I can 1v1 the Fiora if I want to. I can continue to use the side lanes to get golds, to try to take turrets. Once again, you saw me go in that mid turret, get the gold from the mid turret. So just playing around the turrets, but utilizing the turrets more so to get gold. We're going to look for Fiora here, get first strike there. I don't kill her, that's fine. Getting that first strike is getting me 61 free extra gold, which I'm super happy to take. That's why first strike is super effective on Jace. You can see I've only gotten 212 extra gold. Usually I get more by this point. I've not been poking people out as much as I probably could have, but still definitely very effective. And here I get caught out and die, which is very unfortunate. And you're going to see I immediately am like, okay, let's buy stasis then. I've got 1,000 gold anyways. Don't want that happening again. I'm going to take another sip of water while we're at it, guys. Just give me 1 second. But yeah, let me know what you think about these types of videos as well, because I know I have been uploading recently just games from my stream. I feel like I can talk better about the game from this. I saw a YouTube comment telling me this might be a better way to format my videos, and I kind of agree. And it still is pretty straightforward for me during the weekdays. It doesn't take up a ton of my time, like I saw said in that channel update video. So here we're looking for them. They just kind of get cut out here, so I'm gonna obviously go on them. Pretty straightforward. And if you guys are interested in like the specific combos and everything that I'm doing on Jace, I have a Jace guide on my YouTube channel. That's why I'm not really talking super in depth about the combos and how I'm playing it, more so just the macro decision making and everything that I'm making on a carry champion like Jace, who's actually good at team fighting. Now we look for the Baron here, and the reason is because my jungler actually has teleport, so it's okay to do this. And that's exactly why we did that and end up securing the Baron. Once again, you can see I wanted to back, but I'm like, no, let me get that top wave first. Why wouldn't I get this free extra gold? I'm pretty safe. A couple of them are dead, and then I can go and back. And it really is just allowing, again, me to push that wave out so that they're not taking the turret or anything like that. Again, the wave could potentially crash under their tower, denying them gold. And it's just a good habit to be into, pushing that wave before you end up, backing or recalling or anything like that. And now again here, I want to be with my team, but then I see Fiora on the side lane. And I know that 1, I want to push the top tower anyways, and 2, I can beat Fiora because I'm up almost 3,000 gold onto her. So I'm going to go towards the top side and utilize the Baron. Now my mistake here is not waiting for my team to push waves before I really go forward with them. So my team is currently fighting, and what I should be doing really is kind of waiting for them. But now that they're fighting, I think it's a good opportunity to go for the turret at this point. So I should have waited a bit for them to push, but since they ended up fighting, I think it's good to go for this turret and go for the inhib if I can. So kind of using that fight as a distraction, I think, is a good thing. But again, I still think I should have been a bit more patient, but it ends up working out since they get distracted with that fight. And you're going to see I'm going to kind of ignore Fiora for the most part. I'm going to back her off with that and then go for the turret here. Again, getting that inhib and using my teammates as a distraction, I'm perfectly fine with. Obviously, I would prefer to have taken the... to get the dragon as well, but that's just probably not realistic at this point. We're going to end up trying to go for the Zed here, and we do end up getting the kill, or the Lulu does at least. And we just kind of back off and waiting for our team now. So here, I'm going to poke them out once again, and then we're just going to recall, because we're obviously half health, just trying to get back and be ready for this next fight if there is a fight at dragon. So it looks like I actually go for the fruit here, which I don't know if I agree with this decision. I think I probably should have just recalled. but it looks like I decided to go for the fruit and just try to poke them off and help my team out. And you can see now I decided to back in. So yeah, I think misplayed by me a bit to stay in this fight, because now I'm kind of low health and I'm not super useful and I have a lot of gold I could have spent. But I guess we end up getting a kill, so it worked out. We'll take it. Not too bad at all. And now once again, you can see the same habit, which I just think you guys, honestly, a lot of people just don't do. This is every time, to think about how many times I've done this at this point. Before I recall, I go for the wave. This is like the 4th time I've done that. That's probably been like 1,200 extra gold. What is that 1,200 gold actually translating to? Well, it's translating to right now I have Sterix Gauge, when a lot of other people probably wouldn't have Sterix Gauge. Now, you might not think this is a big deal, and sometimes it might not be a big deal, but there's going to be those games where having that extra item will save your life in a scenario where otherwise dying could have been detrimental to the overall game state. So definitely, these types of things can be very important for certain games and can really cause the outcome of the game to change drastically. And so just having these habits, even if they don't always lead to a win, can definitely impact the game in certain scenarios, which I think is just why it's very important to have these habits. And you can see I overextend here, but I stasis the Amumu, I flash out, and I'm still able to get a decent amount of damage onto them. But definitely a mistake by me, pretty poor positioning, allowing me to get caught. Once again though, say I inted a bit harder and I made a mistake and got caught there, well, I have the Sterix Gauge, which is going to allow me to survive a lot easier and not make that throw as detrimental, which is a very important thing for sure. So again, just the main things: playing early game, obviously trying to utilize first strike procs when I can to get early gold, playing my lane phase well, using that lane phase advantage to take turrets wherever I can, even if my team isn't doing super well, going for the shutdowns hopefully onto the Fed members like the Ashe, where I got that shutdown there. Whenever we do win the team fights, using that advantage to take enemy whatever we can, some of the main things. But again, Amumu ends up sneaking the Baron here, which is kind of unfortunate, but we kill a lot of them off afterwards, so it's not the end of the world. We just need to deny them too much from this. You're going to see I'm going to try to go for the kill onto the Ashe here, and we are going to get the kill. We're not going to be able to get more, but after killing people with Baron, or rather killing people but they get the Baron, your main goal should be pushing the waves. So right now we want to deny them any use of their Baron, so I want to go push out every lane so that that lane can't be used to take our turret or anything like that. Now there's an opportunity to take their turret, so I'm going to do that. You're going to see immediately after. I would normally be rotating and leaving, but in this case the Leona ends up getting caught out, so we go for the kill onto her. But right after this, I should go towards bot lane. After clearing their jungle is fine too, but I think I should be clearing the bot lane now instead of going for this mid turret even. But I guess they just keep getting caught. So in this scenario, it was a bit different because they ended up just, Thresh hit a ton of hooks, and there ended up being opportunities to fight them. But typically after they get the Baron, you want to do things just pushing out the wave. I could have gone to the bot lane, pushed out the wave so that they can't deal with it, or they can't use it to take the turret or anything like that. Now the Elder Dragon is spawning, so this is kind of the last major fight. We want to really be prepared for this, have as much items and everything bought as we possibly can. And just again, poking people out in these fights like always. So again, they start this Elder Dragon, but that just leaves them very susceptible to poke. I'm going to jump in and then stasis right after. My jungler luckily hits the smite, which honestly, we probably could have been there a bit earlier so that we didn't have to risk the smite. But now that we got the smite, we end up just going towards the mid and top lane. And even if we ended up losing that smite battle, because all of our lanes were pushed, I don't think they would have ended the game. Now, it would have made the game much more difficult, but there wouldn't have been a guaranteed loss because we had the lanes pushed, we had 2 inhibs, so they wouldn't really have enough pushing power to probably just straight up end the game. And so here you're going to see I'm going to be a bit risky, but look at this damage, guys. Look at that damage with the Elder Dragon. Oh my god, that Zed just got deleted. And we end up ending the game there. So again, those are some of the main things that you want to value when you're going for a lot of gold on these carry champions, and valuing the team fighting and rotating on champ like Jace, rather than just purpose split pushing. Rather, you're using the side lane to get that gold and then transferring that gold to your teammates or to yourself in these team fights, just fighting and using that to kind of snowball the game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. That's kind of how you play Jace top lane, generally just valuing that gold very highly. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later.